Good day, everybody. Peter here with DFTBA News, and today we're going to geek out on books. And you can thank Liz for that intro. Now, for anybody who's followed DFTBA News for any length of time, you know that I feel books are very important, and there's two main reasons why I feel that way. The first, because the characters and the scenarios that are developed in books really give people a chance to identify with something that they may not be able to find in their normal everyday lives. I feel this is very important because it can really give someone a chance to connect to something and feel worthful and things like that, which is an important thing. The second reason that I really think books are important is because more so than any other medium, I feel like they give an overall snapshot of what the mindset of society is at the time that they came out. And this covers all genre of books. It doesn't matter if it's fiction or nonfiction, you know, a textbook or historical or an encyclopedia. It just really gives a snapshot of what's going on and the way that it's written and things like that. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it because I have written a blog post about this, so I'm going to leave a link down below. Please feel free to check that out. It's really a good one, and I actually need to do a second follow-up on that one. So yeah. Alright, so now the next thing I want to talk about are the books that I'll be reading this month. So far this month I've picked out 3 books that I will be reading. I may be reading more. Actually, if you want to leave a link down below to some books you think I should read, that would be fantastic. I will let you know in advance that most of my casual reading is either science fiction or fantasy, although I have been recently getting into alternative history, which actually brings me to the first book that I will be reading this month, and it is Behemoth by Scott Westerfeld. This is actually the sequel to Leviathan, which is, again, alternate history. And the reason why it falls into the category of alternate history is because the first book starts off with the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand, which, for anybody who's a history buff out there, and for those of you that aren't, you're about to learn something, his assassination is actually what started or was a catalyst into World War I. So, yeah, take a look at that. But, you know, that really... The book changes from that point on. It doesn't really follow any other history line, but it's classified as alternative history because it starts with an actual historical event. Now, the premise of the book, without spoiling anything too much, is that Europe is divided into 2 main factions, and that is the Clunkers, who rely mostly on steam-powered technology, that's what I was looking for, and the Darwinists, which have actually decided or have actually developed a technology that allows them to splice DNA and create things like Leviathan, which is a Sky Fortress whale. I won't say any more about it in case you haven't read the book and now want to read the book, but they are really, really well written. I was quite impressed, so definitely take a look at those. The next book that I will be reading this month is also a sequel. This might end up being a sequel month for me, is Insurgent by Veronica Roth. This book is the sequel to Divergent, which they're going to be making a movie quickly enough. And this is more of a book where it's like, okay, I read Insurgent, it was pretty good, and now I am at Barnes & Noble or Walmart. I can't remember if I got this book, probably Barnes & Noble. And now I'm at Barnes & Noble, and oh look, I read the first book, so now I'm going to pick it up. And it's been actually sitting on my shelf for a couple months anyways. I don't know how long ago I got it. So I'll be reading that this month. The third book that I will be reading is a book that I actually picked up last night, and it's kind of what made me decide to geek out on books today, and that is Zelda, a Hyrule Historia. And it's in hardback. It's a collector's edition. This book has tons of Zelda stuff in it. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who might be interested. But what I'm really, really excited about reading in this book is it actually looks at the Zelda history chronologically from beginning to end, which is something that I actually didn't know was possible. I thought they were all kind of just standalone games and, you know, just there. And just to have the creators put them together in chronological is pretty awesome. And it's actually being put out by Dark Horse, right there. So if you know anything about comics, they're a really great comic book house, if you will, that puts together good comic books and things like that. So that's what I'll be reading this month. If you have any suggestions for books I can read, please leave them below. Or if you'd like to check out anything we've done on our blog, take a look at those. I'll leave those links down there below. And please read. I know that reading is not always the awesomest thing to do. It's not cool or hip or stuff like that, but man, it's awesome. The worlds that you can be taken to by reading are just completely worth it. So take a look, find a book. Reading Rainbow, right? No, I'm just kidding. I won't sing for you, I promise. So, yeah, but no, the books are very well worth it. Take a look at it. I'm going to leave a link below. We talked about a couple of booktubers down below to them as well that we talked about last month. Just very, very good people and resources to finding books. But yeah, pick up a book, read it. It's worth it, I promise. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.